it's basically a multi-dimensional creative space, you know. It could be anything and everything that you want it to be, and there is no limit to what it can be. And you know, I call it the home for offline events. I want it to be interactive, you know. I love that interactivity and like people connecting. The clothes get people in the door, but like it's like the experience. I love the experience.
And that's what's gonna get people to remember.
Yeah, and people remember that. Most times people don't realize how hard it is, and like they kind of don't want to do it, and or they're too scared for whatever reason, you know, like which sucks, you know, because I really try to champion like going for the idea, you know. And a lot of people are like, oh, like how'd you get this? How'd you get that? I'm like, dude, you just got to do it, bro. You know, because it's like once you do it, the first one, 5 people might show up, you know, your mom might show up. That's it. Who cares? But it's like you're getting that ball rolling, you know, you're making that snowball effect even from that first time. They're not bringing anything fresh, anything new, anything exciting, and that's what I think was really missing. And you know, even like photo galleries, bro, like I don't we've done our 3rd photo gallery, and people come from LA, people come from Long Beach, I have people who come from Arizona and stuff, and they're like, this is like, I feel like I'm in, you know, I feel like I'm in somewhere else, you know. I didn't even think OC could be like this.
And we are back on the Rodriguez Show. We have another special guest here at the Sandbox in Orange. Shout out to the person that owns it, the owner of the Sandbox, the founder of Colorblind, creative director, graphic designer, Ronnie, aka Bird. What's up, man?
Damn, dude, that was a lot, bro. Thanks.
You have a lot of titles. I was like, when I was putting this together, I was like, you do a lot.
yeah. It sounds crazy hearing it like all out loud, though, you know?
Right away, they can follow you at Bird Knows Nothing, at thesandbox.oc, and at colorblind_USA. And man, if you follow those 3, you're going to get a lot of cool content your way. Your memes on your personal page are funny too.
Yeah, bro, I look you going overboard sometimes. I'm like, damn, should I post this shit? I'm like, fuck it, who cares?
The one video you posted the other day of the kid that was like, I'm going to drop water on the most handsome guy in the world. Oh, what's happening?
Oh, yeah. Me in the shower every morning and shit. I have a little mirror in there too and shit, you know, when I shave. So it's like, you know, just gotta make sure.
Yeah. So when people, I said you have a lot of titles. So when people, like when they think of you, like what do you want them to think of? Like what title do you want to be known for?
Oh, no, that's hard, dude. I think honestly, when people do ask me that, like what I do and stuff, it's kind of like, I kind of base it around the person I'm talking to, really. I think, you know, just to like, because you could kind of lose people really easily if you're talking to them and like fucking start rambling off on all this bullshit that they don't really care about. Yeah. But I'll try to like zone, like say they're super into clothes, you know, obviously I'll say fashion designer first, you know, or I own a clothing brand, or if they're an artist or music, you know, I curate stuff for musicians and stuff like that, graphic design work, whatever you need, you know. Or if it's like a photographer, you know, here's my camera, I shoot too, So it's kind of like, I have like a bag of tricks that I could pull from that I could use, and it's, it seems to work that way, you know. Just I try to be as personable as possible, you know, as personable as possible. Yeah,
and that's a good way to describe you too.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it says like I do a lot of shit, so it's like why like dwindle myself down to like one thing, you know. Obviously, like as you start talking and stuff, you know, they start, what else, you know, and it's like, you know, it keeps going from there. So, yeah.
No, and that's something I've known about you, man, is that you're really passionate about everything that you do. I mean, we only met earlier this year, but I could tell right away. I was like, this guy has crazy ideas that he actually goes through with, just like me. So it's very relatable, man. You're doing a lot of stuff. So we'll start with the Sandbox. So what is the Sandbox to somebody that's never been here before? As if you're watching the video, you can see kind of the room, but like, what is it?
So the Sandbox is basically like, you know, anybody that makes clothes or anything, it kind of started as that first. Like, you always wanted your own store in a sense, you know? So when I wanted a store, first off, you know, because I did a pop-up in downtown Santa Ana, and everybody was asking me when I was there, is this your store? Is this your store? And I was like, boom, okay, light switch in my head. It's time for a store, you know? And so from there, I was like, but I don't want just a store, you know? Like, it'll start off as like clothes for sure, you know, that's like the main the main selling point, clothing. That's what we started as. And that's what a lot of people know the brand, a lot of people know Colorblind. And but with the space, you know, it's like everything else that I'm into, you know. I love watching movies, so we started doing movie nights, you know. I love music, so, and I can't go to the clubs and shit around here or even in LA, you know, here and there, but it's like the music doesn't hit how I want, what I want to hit, listen to, or this or that. So we started doing our own DJ nights, mood swings, and you know, and then doing pop-ups. So I'm into photography and stuff, so I go to photo galleries all the time in LA. Why can't we just do one here, you know? And especially in Orange County, like that community hub, it's basically a multi-dimensional creative space, you know. It could be anything and everything that you want it to be, and there is no limit to what it can be. And you know, I call it the home for offline events, because it's like everybody's. Remember, the internet's fucking sick. You know, the internet's cool. I've reached so many people with the internet, sending fucking packages out to fucking Europe and Italy and fucking Florida or whatever, you know. But yeah, like I love physical interactions. So I think with the space, like building something that I was trying to find when I was younger, growing up, and that's what this space really is, you know. And then everything on the walls and stuff, it's just everything I had in storage and everything I had in my crib, and I just brought it over here. And the cool thing is, I mean, the store always changes. So like before it was like ice cream shop. I made like a fake ice cream company. So like we always change the store out for what I do with the brand. So whenever I have a collection, it's always themed as heavily as possible. Think of like Disneyland, you know, like there's the themed lands, you know, like Fantasyland, the Adventureland and all that stuff, you know, Tomorrowland. So they're all heavily themed, and I'm really inspired by all that stuff. So whenever I do stuff for the clothes, I kind of theme the store around that. It's a lot of work, but it comes out really, really cool, I think. And
I mean, and that's what you said. It's like what you're saying. It's like it is kind of like when I was younger and I had all my interests and I wanted to express that, like this is the kind of place, like this is the ideally in my head what I would create is just everything on the walls and all this cool stuff, man. And you said you had this in storage. Like, how did you accumulate all this stuff?
I mean, it's all over the place, you know. Like those jazz casts, I got those gifted from my buddy Tim, who runs Horrormosity. It's an Instagram page it's just horror stuff, movies, a bunch of everything, you know, images, postcards, everything that has to do with horror. He gifted me those when we moved out to Seattle. This is my dad's painting, or print, you know. My friend Kevin gifted me that. It's us fucking went on a bike ride at the inconvenience store. My favorite movie, Psycho, you know. I love, like I said, Walt Disney and stuff, so I have an old lithograph of Walt Disney over there. There's a bunch of stuff, you know. It's stuff from my childhood, stuff I got last week. I got this yesterday, the souvenir of Mexico. Stuff, my own art's up here too that I've made. It's a little bit of everything, you know, and it's from my travels. I'm a Renaissance man, you know, so I'll be going all over the place. So from fucking Europe or whatever, you know, New Orleans, music and stuff. They got these Prince bumper stickers. Those guys are cool.
So, and that's the thing is like, was there a moment? Because I remember like in my life where I was like, oh, wait, I have a room, I could decorate stuff and I can start acquiring art. Like, was there a piece for you or like a moment that shifted where you're like, oh, I'm going to start buying posters or, you know?
Dude, since I've been really young, dude, I had some crazy shit. Like, I remember I had a race car bed and I was like, that shit was tight, dude. It was blue. It was a blue race car bed. And like, I don't know, my room's always been sick. You remember the carpet that had it was like the little ciggy?
Yeah, the road.
Yeah, the road and stuff. I had that carpet and like, dude, fucking the cars and everything. Like, that's like, it's like building something, you know, out of nothing, and it's like your imagination goes crazy. So it's always kind of been that. I've always, since I was little, been drawing on the fucking walls and putting stickers on everything. So it's like, I think that translates into like all of this type of stuff, you know. And as I got older, getting into like everything else, you know, like I'm really into tattoos and stuff, and old tattoo shops, like historical tattoo shops they're filled with like tattoo flash from top to bottom. And people hand painted all those, you know. Some of them are from like the 30s, the 40s, and these people collect them. And it's like kind of lost in time because a lot of that stuff is like, it was illegal at a certain point in time. So the tattoo shit is like super sick to me. And it's like, I think that's kind of what I wanted the space to feel like, almost in a sense, like a timestamp or like a historical, not landmark, but historical like things of like my own personal life. And it's just like people come now and like they be gifting me shit. So it's like they be gifting me like posters from our events or stickers that someone DJ'd in, you know, and they have their stickers with them and put them on the table or put them over there at the record fucking player and shit. So
yeah, sometimes I'm like looking around, I'm like, man, I have something that go well in here, and I'm like, no, I have to keep that for myself. I want to give it to you because I want to display it in here.
Yeah, dude, it's like a living, I don't know, like a living, breathing like art museum almost, you know. And it's like, especially as a creative, like just being in here, you know, it gets me like fucking going, you know. It's like I see the shit, I'm like, oh, bro, that's fire, you know. Or I'll watch a movie or off of one of these fucking random ass things, and it gets me going. It gets my creative juices flowing. Just being around this shit, you know. So
it does. When you're here, it does inspire you. Like when I'm here, I'm like, I gotta create some cool shit in here. Like there's no. That's why when you reached out to me to do this, I was like, let's just work together, because the space kind of makes you gives you that drive. I don't know how to describe it. Like there's a feeling in here that you get.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure, dude. For sure. And it's kind of crazy. Like I just saw a picture the other day that my mom actually took when I first got the space. And there was nothing in here, you know. I just had I think I just had the chair. I think I just had that chair, and I had the chair in here, and I was just like standing next to it, and I was already in my head thinking like, oh, this, boom, you know. And it's like 10 years down the line already, like what the space is gonna look like. And I mean, shit, dude, I feel like we're already outgrowing it, you know. So with all the stuff that we got going on. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. And then you said like I want to touch back on what you said about the pop-ups, about transforming the space for you know, whatever theme that you're coming out with Colorblind. So you mentioned the ice cream one. What have been some other ones that you're like, this is something I really enjoyed doing?
So we've had a couple different pop-ups, like not just my own brand for Colorblind, but we've also done a pop-up with collab pop-up with a brand from Albany, New York. They're called Fifth Place, and the guys over there are fucking super sick, and they drove all the way from New York and did a pop-up here.
Damn, they drove from New York?
Yeah, they drove from New York. They actually were on tour, so think of like a music tour, but like for clothes. So they went all around the country. They went across the country in different states, and they were in LA, and I was like, dude, like I would love for you guys to stop by here. You know, I know we're not LA, but you know, come check out Orange County. I could show you guys around the city, show you my good eats and shit, show you what I like to do. Obviously, come into space, hang out, you know, we can make a collab thing. Because, I mean, we print all our own stuff, too, just like them. They pretty much do the same thing over there. Yeah. It's like they have a creative space as well. And they're super sick. They're super sick people, you know. Everybody over there they're amazing. So that one was really fun. That one was super fun. We made some collab pennants. And then also my boys, Nono and Alex, they did a Gold Rush pop-up in here. And for their brand, Gold Rush. And... Nice. It was like a music theme because the shirt they came out with, it looked like a mixtape. So we made like little mini 45-inch records. And obviously music was playing and stuff. We were DJing. And it was like a party. And then all the clothes, the packaging came in like giant records, you know? So and cool. It was super sick. And, you know, I love like that world building and everything. And so like those pop-ups have been really fun.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we've had skate videos in here with the county project, hobby. So that has been really cool.
Is there something that you're like, maybe something that's a little ways away that you're like, I'm going to transform it into this?
Yeah, actually, hopefully this year I could be able to do it. I'm still working on it. I want to I have like a camping collection that I'm working on. And so it's like a lot of outdoorsy stuff. Like I'm really into like accessories and everything. So it's like making like a fucking chair, like a camping chair and shit like that, and like jackets and like shirts and like packable hoodies and shit like that, and the hats that are like collapsible or like to have crazy zippers or like earmuffs. I love like that technical gear. Yeah. And so I'll make the space. I want to make the space look like this divider wall we have right here. I want to make it look like a cabin. And then right here will look like you're outside like on a campfire.
What the heck?
So like I don't know how to make like paper mache some trees or some shit. And like make it look like it's like nighttime. Yeah. And the pop-up probably only be like evening or whatever. Yeah. Because I was gonna do a pop-up like actually go camping and like people could follow us up on the trail. And like there's a trail right here that's not too far, Santiago Canyon. And that's like a not hard trail, and like we could take a couple cars, you know, and we'll have the pop-up up there like one day, but I don't know, like that'll be a lot of work to do, and, like to bring all the clothes are fucking heavy, you know. So I think recreating this space, like to make it look outside, will look kind of sick.
That'd be amazing.
So, with like a fake fireplace and or fake like campfire, and I don't know, make like fake s'mores or some shit, throw them in the microwave and like have them out, like, oh yeah, we just made these.
That's
And
crazy.
all themed, you know, so like you kind of have to like make it like, I want it to be interactive, you know. I love that interactivity and like people connecting. The clothes get people in the door, but like it's like the experience. I love the experience of shit,
And that's
like,
what's gonna get people to remember.
yeah, and people remember that, you know, like even just like the packaging of certain things, like the ice cream collection we did, like it's like giant ice creams, you know.
Yeah.
And that goes such a long way, I think, in people's minds.
Yeah. No,
So-
and just telling people like that story of like, yeah, like Ronnie, he did this, and this. It's like, wow, like that's somebody that's like it's impressive.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that sometimes where you're just doing stuff and you're like, oh yeah, like I want to do this and this, and you just blow somebody's mind because they're like, how do you even come up with this stuff?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of them are kind of like a lot of people are dumbfounded because they're like, I'm like rambling and shit, explaining like this is this, and like 20 fucking thousand ideas at once to them, and they're like, I know I'm overloading them, but like I can't stop. I don't know how to help a dog, and it's like it's funny because it's like they're like just like I'll see you when it's done, you know, and it's like I was like, but the process, man, that's the best part. What you mean, dude? Like you need to see it, like you know when I fucking spending 8 hours trying to paint this fucking wall, dude, and it's like I'm getting frustrated, you know, like that's the fun part, dude. That's the fun part of it.
It's funny because when I do digital like when I used to create like digital radio shows where it's all stuff I wrote and like created myself, and then I'm like, this process is so cool, and I record myself doing it. And I'm like, is this me sitting in front of a computer?
Yeah, just
like, you don't know like what was going on in my head when I was doing this.
I know, getting off philosophy and shit, and like I know when I was painting the walls for the ice cream collection, I was fucking here for like 7 hours painting the wall, and it's like I finished one little ice cream cone. It's like, look, dude, like it's fucking crazy. Look how big
When it's
it is.
done, it's
like,
gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, dude. Look, I'm making a fake fucking ceiling. Like it's gonna have scaffolding. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah, out of cardboard. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's just how it is when you got a lot of ideas in your head.
Yeah, dude.
And we're lucky that we get to actually like realize them, you know.
For sure, dude. And a lot of people don't, you know, and it's crazy because like realizing it and bringing it to fruition is like, they're two very different things, you know. You can have the ideas all day, and it's like, but actually executing them, most times people don't realize how hard it is, and like they kind of don't want to do it, and or they're too scared for whatever reason, you know, like which sucks, you know, because I really try to champion like going for the idea, you know. And a lot of people are like, oh, like how'd you get this? How'd you get that? I'm like, dude, you just got to do it, bro. You know, because it's like once you do it, the first one, 5 people might show up, you know, your mom might show up. That's it. Who cares? Yeah. But it's like you're getting that ball rolling, you know, you're making that snowball effect even from that first time. And it's like that's the number one thing. You just got to do it. You got to be consistent with it, you know, and like it's a lot of work for sure, but it's like it's just how bad you really want it, you know? And
yeah. And I feel like even like you said, like even if only your mom shows up, like 5 people show up, like you got to do it for the love of the game. So like even just accomplishing it, even though maybe you didn't have the turn you expected, like that's what should be like the goal and what makes it worth it, you know?
1000%, bro. You know, the love of the game, bro. That's all this shit really is, bro. This shit's just for the love of the game, dude. I don't care if anybody walks in the door. I just do this shit because like I'm just documenting it honestly for myself, you know, because it's like I want to look back on him like, damn, I remember when we were thugging it out in this fucking little 500 square foot fucking space, you know.
Now we got a warehouse.
Yeah, dude, we got a fucking store. We got a storefront on the circle or some shit, you know.
So I want to talk about Colorblind. Why did you name it Colorblind? And for people that don't know, what is Colorblind?
Oh yeah, so Colorblind Art and Design Studio is my clothing brand, and it is based around the way I view the world. I don't care who you are, where you're from. End of the day, we're all just human, and I'm using the clothes to connect with people, and that could vary with something as simple as getting ice cream with your grandparents or your older sibling, and fleshing out that idea and like the nostalgia factor of certain things, and or it could be something as heavy as like the ice raids that have been happening, and saying my viewpoint on how I see things. And like I'm super into history and historical stuff, so I try to give people, my number one thing with all this stuff, like making all these clothes and everything, like I want people to ask questions. I want people to talk about these clothes and stop you and, you know, start a conversation. You know, that's all we really have, you know, all we really have is each other and shit. So with these like heavier topics, you know, I'm like trying to bring awareness to people of what it is, you know. Don't get me wrong, we could put the fuck ice, you know, but I feel like that, this might be a hot take or whatever. That might be like labeling yourself a certain way, you know, and it's like people are automatically gonna see that. I'm like, oh, I don't fuck with this person, you know, because it's like, oh, they're aggressive, they're this, they're that, you know, and it's like, but like the one that we made, you know, it's the Braceros tee, and that one, you know, we did it with the program out in LA. Rizzo Curls and Kids of Immigrants was a collab project, and they would have had a couple other brands, and we were blessed to be part of it and highlight and give proceeds back to families that needed it. And also I gave half of it to families that needed it in LA and half families in Orange County. And from the teas that we sold, and it was but the teas message was basically it said in 1942 the United States turned to Mexico for help, and that's basically where the immigration pretty much started in the States. California started it, you know. They asked Mexico for help, and then that happened in like in the 40s, and then by the 60s and stuff, it's like, oh shit, like it's actually like they're taking all the jobs, you know. And it's like nobody wants to work out in the fields and stuff. Even now, people still don't want to work out in the fields. So it's like shit like that. It's like telling people that history, because that's not taught in the school books, you know. That's not taught in classes, and a lot of shit happened from that, you know, like our people were coming across the border. They had to come across the border every single day, and they were getting sprayed down with pesticides to go work in the fields. But they didn't want dirty Mexicans to be on American soil, so they were getting sprayed down with pesticides. And since these are all undocumented people, it's basically like a lot of people died because of that. Because I mean, you're inhaling poison and shit, you know. So a lot of people are unaccounted for, and you're never gonna know, you know. And they have a lot of families that are here in the States now are because of that program, you know. And it's like you could ask someone, maybe someone that you know or someone knows, and you know their grandfather or their great grandfather will show you their bracero card, you know, their workers employment card. So it's like shit like that, and
well, and it's like what you're saying. It's like it's what I was talking to Figgy Baby about in another interview I did. It's like it's more about showing, not just telling. Is that something you want to do more of, like that kind of stuff?
Yes and no. You know, when the time's right, you know, it has to call for it. You know, like it's crazy. You know, that thing, that street t-shirt went all around the fucking world. You know, and I made it in like 20 minutes. So it's like it's a feeling more than anything. You know, everything starts with a feeling, and when the time's right, you know, I'll speak up on what we need to speak up on, and but I mean, the way I am as a person, you know, like I try to be fun, I try to be positive as much as I can, you know, and like push that positivity and really highlight, like showing people like this, like creative shit, people could do it, you know. So it's like I don't think necessarily want to go more political in a sense. It's more of just like how I feel in the moment, you know. So it could be fun, or it could be serious, or it could be this, or it could be that. But I've been doing graphic design for a long time now, so it's like I just know how to make a graphic that can pull at the heartstrings or whatever, or can like get people talking or make people ask questions, and something as simple as, you know, XYZ for, you know, a musician or whatever, you know, I'm able to maneuver it and make it where it hits hard, you know, it hits hard, and it gets a point across, good, bad, or, you know, talking about heavy things or fun things. I've been doing it long enough, so I know, you know.
Well, and I would say one thing that you do talk about, because there's a lot of stuff that you work on and it comes to fruition, but I think a lot of people learn from like the failure of it. So like, have you ever been in the process of realizing something, you're like, you know what, this isn't going to work, and you scrap the whole thing?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's happened more than I could count, man. You know, it's like I have ideas, and like there's so many ideas, and it's like, oh, how can I fit this into like the bigger collections, or how can I fit this in But honestly, like there is no really bad idea. So it's like I'm able to like pocket it and save it for something else. Oh shit, actually a couple months later, oh it actually will fit by itself, you know? That could be it's like hit single, you know, and like it could be like a single tee that we drop, or it could be part of like it could work for somebody else's design, you know? Like I don't just do my own graphics, you know, I'm doing client work for businesses, for musicians, for rappers, for other clothing brands and stuff, you know? So it's kind of wherever it needs, you know?
Yeah.
And so nothing's ever really wasted, I think,
Yeah.
you know? And I mean, there has been fuck ups, yeah, for sure on certain things, like my dumbass ordering wrong size packaging and the fucking t-shirts don't fit, or the sizing is too wrong and I got to do it like 4 times and I'm late on making the shirts. I mean, I have crazy deadlines in my head, you know? So it's like those deadlines, you know, everybody's like, oh, why are you making it all crazy on yourself? Why do you want to drop the shirt like in 2 months? And I'm like, well, yeah,
I don't know how to do it any other way.
Yeah,
like, that's just how I work.
like that's how I work. Like I have to give myself these crazy deadlines, or else like nothing will happen, you know? So it's like, yeah.
No, and sometimes I come in here when we're going to record something and I'm like, yeah, Ronnie, I was editing for 10 hours. I was like, but I kind of am addicted to kind of that, like, just being in the grind of it, you know? And then you come out and you're like, I did it.
Yeah, dude. It's
kind
like,
of addicting.
You know, it's like, I salute you, man. You'll be doing that shit. I got to take breaks, bro. I can't lock in like that anymore, dude. Like I used to, dude, but now I got to take a little break, you know, do a little 2-mile walk or whatever. Yeah. It's 2 miles. I walk to the circle. So I walk to the circle and back, you know.
Oh no, and that's how
get some sunlight.
Sometimes I'll like it's a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday morning, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna finish this by tonight, and I start the idea in the morning and finish it at night.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's just a thrill of like, what is it called? The flow state. Because when you get in that flow state, you just can't get out sometimes.
Oh yeah, bro, you're unfucking stoppable, dog. Like it's literally a superpower.
Yeah. So something that you notice here when you're in the sandbox is like we talked about, like all the stuff from your childhood and just the nostalgia. And why do you think that's such a powerful thing, nostalgia?
I think nostalgia is super powerful because it's like it tells us like we have to look into the past to make the future, you know, and it's like the future's happening right now. So it's like everything that's happened before us, you know, like everybody's done everything already, you know. So anything you're thinking of, someone's probably already done it, you know, or someone's gonna do it. And it's like, but nostalgia is such a good thing because it's like it feels good, you know. It's a good feeling of what you're able to, you know, what like your grandparents are able to experience, or what your parents are able to experience, or your older siblings been able to experience, you know. And it's like, I think for me, I'm the oldest of my family, so it's like a lot of the stuff I found on my own. So it's like a lot of this stuff is me finding it on my own. So it's like it might not be nostalgic for some people, but to me it is, because it's like this is like the first thing I found when I was like 10, 11, 12, you know, 6, 7, you know, 6, 7. 6, 7. So it's like it's a little bit of like that, you know. And I didn't have an older sibling showing me stuff, or like an older cousin kind of, you know, like I wasn't like related, like I didn't relate, you know, like I wouldn't get influence like that. So a lot of the influences, like I found it almost on my own, you know. So
yeah, I think eventually, like at a certain point in my life, I think it was like maybe at the end of high school or something. Probably later in life, you just realize like it doesn't matter what other people think is cool. What I think is cool is what's going to give me the most satisfaction, and so I'm looking for that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like I think, I mean, I've kind of always known who I've been since a pretty young age. You know, I've always known kind of what I wanted to do in a sense. Like I've always been creative. You know, I've always been. I remember going to. I was little, dude. I was little, maybe like 5 or 6, and I drew They did a contest for the Orange County Auto Show, and you had to draw a car, and I drew a car, and my car won, and it was able to be showcased at the Orange County Auto Show. Yeah, and so we got 4 free tickets to go. Nice. And my cousin went, my dad, my grandpa, and me, and my art was there, and like fucking millions of people were looking at it, you know. That's awesome. And it's like I was a little kid, and I remember seeing it, and I remember going and like test driving the cars. I was like, what the fuck? Why do they have these cars inside this like building? And like, it's like fake rocks and stuff. And like all of that stuff like kind of sits, you know, like they made like a fake, like they made like a fake obstacle course in there for like the Jeeps to go on and stuff, you know?
That's crazy.
And it's like crazy stuff like that. And like, you can see all the cars and everything. And, but yeah, my art was there. And it's like, that's a really early memory I remember of my art like being somewhere. And then from there, you know, like I used to also go to Chuck Jones Art Academy. If you don't know what Chuck Jones is, he's the creator of Looney Tunes.
Oh wow!
And
where's that at? Though?
It used to be at the Circle.
Oh, okay.
Actually, so it was there for a little bit. Right next to the karate place. It was right there, and I still have the actual pastel painting of Cindy Lou Who, and she's like, I don't know if you remember. It's the scene where she's like right before she sees the grin, so she's like looking up at him and she's like holding the present.
That's a trip.
So I drew that, and I was like maybe like 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
And it's I drew it like I just looked at the picture. You know, I didn't like copy it or anything, and like it looks fucking good, dude. It's like it's sick as fuck. So like shit like that. I remember being young and my mom putting me and stuff like that, and I've always had a I've always had a knack for it, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's something I'm jealous of. Is I tried so hard, but I could never draw for shit.
Yeah.
So,
everybody can draw, dude. You know, just gotta practice, bro.
So let's talk about mood swings, man. Mood swings was an idea that you had a long time ago that you started doing DJ nights, DJ events.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? You already talked about it a little bit. Let's talk about it more.
Yeah. So mood swings is I got really inspired from you know the YouTube channels that like show the people like recording, like they're like in their room or something, or like the ones I really like is Incredible Coffee, and they're like a coffee shop in Japan, and they be spinning vinyl and stuff, and like there's these Japanese fools and they're spinning crazy shit like fucking 1980s like Cambodian funk and like old school 90s hip hop and like all on vinyl and stuff, and like the vibe just looks sick, and it's like 2 camera angles, you know, and it's like, it makes me want to be there, you know, it makes me want to go to this place and hang out there, and fuck, I don't even drink coffee, but I'll just get it for the vibe. I don't give a shit, you know, just so I can hang out and just be there, and like, it just feels good, and the music's super sick, you know, it's like tracks that you've never heard of, or like super like crazy music, and it's like, I love that. I love like the atmosphere of it. So that really inspired me, and I was like, dude, I could do that here for sure, especially with like the setup we have now. It's like, it's very homey, it's very relaxing, and like, don't get me wrong, like I've seen some other ones, like they have the apartment life or whatever, and it's like, it looks too like staged almost, because like it's like an all white room, and like, everybody's wearing white every time, and it's like, I'm like, you know, like it looks like stale, you know, and it's like, this is like, we get characters in here that come in now, and like you've seen it, you know, we get characters that come in here, like the whole place looks crazy, and like people are like looking at the stuff. It's almost like an art gallery in a sense, and they're looking at everything, and the music, you know, I try to theme it as best as we can with specific music, you know, and it's like whether it be vinyl only, you know, and like we're only playing Sade and like deep house, or, you know, it's like more, you know, different, whatever type of music it could be, you know, it could be whatever the DJ is into, but I try to curate it as best as we can to where it's like more like niche music that people aren't really used to hearing, you know, and if all else fails, you know, like fuck it, dude, I'll just DJ and I'll play whatever the fuck I want, you know. So whatever I really want to listen to. So
that's dope.
That's the beautiful thing about it. And I mean, it's in the name, you know, mood swings, you know, so it could be one DJ could play, you know, night classic R&B, you know, classic 2000s R&B, you know, R. Kelly and all that shit. Or it could be the next DJ could play like deep house music, you know, like classic fucking drum and bass and stuff. And then the next one could play, you know, like up tempo, like hit, like Y2K 2000 hits, you know, so it's all over, but Justin Timberlake and shit, like whatever, you know, it's
mood swings.
Yeah, it's mood swings. So it's like, it's in the name, you know, and I think people really appreciate that because they come and they get a little flavor of everything, you know, and it's curated right to where it feels good to be in here, and they're coming to hang on. It feels like, it feels like, you know, like I'm at like a fucking house party or like a Momo. And I'm like, yeah, like that's kind of what we wanted. You know, I want people to be comfortable and be themselves, and where they're like, you know, they're not like, you know, you go to places and it's like, oh, you know, like you don't want to talk to anybody and this and that. And it's like here, You know, it's like people are coming up to talk to you. You know, people are making friends, and it's a beautiful thing we've been able to make. And you know, it's slowly but surely, you know, it's blossoming into something fucking great.
Yeah,
so,
no, and then especially I appreciate you bringing me in for the YouTube series aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. And like you said, like you have the spot, and like the fact that you let me like be creative with kind of the way I edit it too. Like I just love that whole thing, like coming together for that. I think I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, of course, bro. You know, like it's like I seen what you were doing, dude, and I was like, bro, like I need to get this guy in here, bro, some way, you know. And cause I seen you around, like you were doing interviews, like in Anaheim, like downtown Anaheim with like YBG and all that and stuff, and like I seen you in passing. You know, I've seen you in passing a couple times, you know, and here and there, and it's like. I've always enjoyed what you're doing, you know, because like the DJ mix is what really got me. Yeah. And I was like, oh, dude, he has like cool DJs on and stuff. And I was like, dude, like that's what I'm trying to do, but like, you know, like on like what I was explaining earlier with like the set design, you know, like I like the set designs a lot. And like we have the TV on now, and like we've been playing shit on the TV, so like it gives people something to look at, and or even if you don't look at it, you know, it's like the music speaks for itself, you know.
Well, I mean, then people that I don't know if people notice, and we do this as often as we can, is when the person's DJing, you try to put on a video game that matches the vibe of the person. Yeah. So you should see that if you're watching those videos, look at what's going on the TV over here. You can't see it right now, but
there's stuff.
Right there's usually like those details are what makes a difference.
It works though. The TV works, I promise. And the VCR, we just got a VCR in. You know, shout out my boy. He just blessed me with a new VCR.
That's dope.
And I just got Planet of the Apes the other day. So my fucking favorite movie. And yeah, dude, so come check it out, and yeah, dude. It's fun.
So like you mentioned, like you know the scene, you've been around Orange County for a while, obviously you live here, but what is it about, like what do you think of the creative scene out here? Like what could we do better?
Fuck it, dude. Everybody just come here, dude. Just go to Sandbox, dude. We're doing it the best, dude. No one's doing it better.
It's true.
No one's doing it better than us, bro.
It's true. I feel like it is. I think it's like missing some more unity too.
Definitely that. You know, it's like people get so wrapped up in all this other shit, and it's like it's clicky. You know, it's clicky with all this type of stuff, and don't be wrong. You know, like everybody. You know, I have my own cup of tea, and you know, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Like. This is a lot, and a lot of people kind of get overwhelmed with some of this shit, you know? People tell me they're here like, fuck, dude, there's so many people here. And it's like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't have that problem. But yeah, man, I just try to keep my doors open for whoever really needs it, you know? Because like I said, when we said earlier, growing up, we didn't really have spaces like this. And it's like we weren't going to skate shops, you know, or like, when I was able to drive, I would be ditching school and going to the Supreme store in LA and stuff, and copping gear and like fucking hanging out on Fairfax when it was cool. Yeah. And you know, like that was really inspiring to me, you know. Going out there and seeing all that shit. So bringing a little bit of that here, definitely, you know, because Orange County is very different than all these other places, you know, Miami, fucking New York, San Francisco, LA, you know, Orange County is very, very different. You know, it's very laid back, very chill. And, you know, we're here to turn the shit up a little bit, you know, a little bit. So it's like...
Well, I did see somebody was advertising, like, it was their own DJ night, and I'm not talking shit about that specific DJ night, but I'm talking shit about the advertising, because they were like, Orange County is not going to be boring anymore. And I was like, bro, we're right here. Yeah. What are you talking about? I've been here for 10 years.
Yeah, bro. They sleeping on us, dog. They sleeping on us, bro.
It's not boring.
Yeah. It's all good. You know, just they got to find the pockets, you know, and don't be wrong. Like, there are pockets, but there aren't pockets doing it like how I envision, you know,
same.
And like,
same.
What I really think, you know, like, because like, don't be wrong, all these other places, but like, are they really pushing the culture forward, you know, or are they just doing rinse and repeat of what LA's doing, you know? And it's like, they're not bringing anything fresh, anything new, anything exciting, and that's what I think was really missing. And you know, even like photo galleries, bro, like we've done our third photo gallery, and people come from LA, people come from Long Beach, I have people who come from Arizona and stuff, and they're like, this is like, I feel like I'm in, you know, somewhere else, you know. I didn't even think OC could be like this. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of shows, and these are other people saying it for the first time coming here. And it's like, I think that tells people everything he needs to know, you know? It's like, I can sit here and be like, oh, we're the best, da 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 da. But, you know, go ask everybody else, dude. Like, go ask everybody else how they feel. And, like, they'll tell you, bro. You know, like, we got it fucking going on over here.
That's true.
And it's a good place to be, bro, you know? And, like, yeah. So
the sandbox.oc is where they can follow. That's like you said, like people want to do listening parties here, like reach out to that Instagram, and they're able to do that because that's what it's here for.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like just events and stuff that pushes forward the culture.
Yeah.
So before we wrap, though, I do want to ask you one thing that I ask everybody is, we know we're cool, we're doing cool things, but when was that moment for you? You're like, I am cool though. Like
the moment I figured out I'm cool. Out the womb, dog. No, just kidding.
I walked out of there.
Yeah, I walked out of there swaggy, dude. I walked out there. Yeah. Oh, hey, appreciate you, G. Thanks. I got it from here, dog. Don't worry. Fuck, dude. I don't know. Pretty early on, dude. Pretty early on, bro. It's
That's good.
I had to be like fucking like 6 or 7. 6, 6, 7. I keep saying that shit. That was a very pivotal moment for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I think when I was in elementary school, they didn't have skinny jeans for guys. So this is before they made skinny jeans for guys. So I remember I was wearing girl pants to school because I wanted skinny jeans. I was the only guy with skinny jeans, and I couldn't even fit nothing in my pockets, you know, because like pockets are small as hell, and which is crazy, you know, because they want fucking women to have purses and stuff. And, which is wild. That's a wild concept, you know. It's like they want girls to buy more shit, which is crazy. I'm gonna make big pockets for girls. I'm gonna make some girl pants with big ass pockets.
There you go.
You know, but shout out to ladies. But
that's I mean, that's bold though. Like that is, to do that and just be like, I want to do this. I don't care what care what people say.
Yeah, and it's like it was going against the norm, you know. Everybody was wearing like Vans and shit. And don't get me wrong, I was wearing Vans too, but I was wearing like half cabs. No one was really rocking half cabs like that.
It's true.
So everybody had Converse and the Authentics, but I was rocking the chunky ass half cabs and stuff. So, and I've always had long hair and stuff. So when I was younger, I had a big ass afro. So it's like I've always been out the box. Nice. I think with it, you know, and just doing outlandish shit. And yeah, I've known pretty early on, you know. And once I really got like the passion for fashion, so to say, I was still in elementary school. I remember my mom messed up one of my jackets, and she bleached it on accident. And it was just a black hoodie. But I went to school. I was like, nah, that shit looks tight. Like, I'm going to wear it. I was like fucking 5. That shit was tight. You know? Nah, moms, give me that shit. You know? Nah, but I remember wearing it at school, and I was getting a lot of confidence on it. I was like, this is sick. Nice. And then a little bit later, you know, I think I started distressing my jeans, you know, to make them like ripped and stuff. And and then like dyeing shirts and stuff like that. So yeah, like
just always been dope as fuck, dude.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, dude, but I feel like I don't know, for me. I mean, just looking at pictures when I was younger, you know, I was still swagged out. So
all right, man. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. This is always fun, and definitely check out the Mood Swing series. We put a lot of hard work into booking people to making it look dope in here. And obviously, you know, the Sandbox events that happen all the time. A lot of stuff coming, like as always, and Colorblind with the clothing. So yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, of course. No, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and like I always say, keep it funky, keep it fresh, keep it sexy, and we're out.
Yep.